Hey there, my crafty family. Welcome back to my channel. Today I've got 5 super easy spring and Easter DIYs that I think you'll really enjoy. So let's get started. Thanks for watching. I love you guys. Okay, for this one, I'm just going to take a wire and I'm going to take some of the Dollar Tree little eggs and I'm just going to attach this to the bottom of the egg so that I can paint them. Now, they have 2 holes in the bottom, so just put your wire in there. And then we're just going to take some styrofoam. I'm just going to cut a hole in it and put those in. Then I'm going to take these and I'm going to paint these with an aged copper paint. And I'm also going to take one of the vases from Dollar Tree and I'm going to paint it with the same aged copper paint. Then I'm going to take my eggs and I'm just going to put some trim right around the center. Just kind of line up your little curves there. And then I'm just going to put some trim right around the center to cover up that seam. And I'm going to use a total of 5 eggs on this one. Just kind of make sure that you get it completely sealed in where you don't have that seam anymore. Okay, next I'm coming in with some little crystals, and I'm just going to attach these right around the center of these. I'm going to put 8 on each one of these eggs. Just kind of space them out. And I'm just putting these on with hot glue only. Okay, next I'm just going to take a ribbon and I'm just going to tie it right around the middle of my vase. And I'm just going to tie it in a bow. And I think I got this ribbon at Hobby Lobby. Okay, then I'm just going to take one of the $3 palettes from Dollar Tree and I'm just going to paint it with some white chalk paint. Then I'm going to come back in with some gray chalk paint and kind of distress a little bit. Just kind of put some dollops everywhere, and then we're going to blend it in with the white paint as well. Okay, then I'm taking one of the little bunnies that I got at the Target bullseye section for $3, and I'm just going to put some white chalk paint on it, kind of just to make it look more like stone. Then I'm going to start assembling it. I'm going to put some E6000 glue on the bottom of my vase and some hot glue, and I'm just going to attach it to my palette. And I'm just going to kind of offset it a little bit. Then I'm going to come back in and I'm going to hang another little bunny. I got 3 of these little hanging bunnies at the Target bullseye section. And I'm just going to attach this to the top part of my vase with some hot glue and some E6000 glue. Okay, then to give it some color, I'm going to come in with some little boxwood. And I'm just going to cut the stem off the bottom of them. And I'm just going to start attaching these to my piece. Go ahead and put your bunny on there with E6000 and hot glue, and then we're just going to start attaching the little greenery. And I'm just putting these in little bundles, and I'm just going to start attaching these, you know, just to kind of fill up the bottom part of them. And then I'm going to come back in with some of the little eggs, and I'm just going to stick those into the greenery. Just get it as full as you want it. I wanted it pretty full, so it had a lot of color. And I'm using a little popsicle stick to kind of hold it down a little bit so I don't burn my fingers with the hot glue gun. And then I'm just going to attach my eggs with some hot glue right to the palette. Okay, then I'm just going to add some little tulips that I got at Michael's. Just kind of bend them out there a little bit, and then I'm going to add the rest of my eggs. This piece really did turn out really super cute. Tell me in the comments which one of these is your favorite, but this one really was pretty. Okay, for this one, I'm just going to take 5 wine bottles, and I'm going to take some linen fabric that I had, and I'm going to cut these into 12 inches by 15 inches in length, and I'm going to hem up 3 sides. I'm going to go on the bottom, the side, and then I'm going to go ahead and trim up the top because that was the edge of the fabric, but I just don't want that seam showing. And I'm just turning these up about 1/2 inch all the way around. Okay, and then just go ahead and place your wine bottle right on the bottom part edge and just go ahead and start gluing this in. Just going to glue right up to where the neck starts and just keep going until you have it completely sealed in. And then go ahead and glue straight up the back part. And then you're going to do the same thing with all 5 bottles. And then I'm just going to put a rubber band right around the top part of the neck to hold it together. And then I'm going to start attaching my letters. And I did the word faith. And I'll give you the SVG for this if you have a cutting machine, you can cut this out as well. And I'm just kind of starting about a 1/2 inch from the bottom. Just make sure that your seam is in the back. And then go ahead and put those letters down and do it for all 5 of the letters. Okay, then when you attach your second letter, just put your other bottle up next to it because you want to make sure that they line up perfectly because these are going to be side by side in your display. Okay, next, I'm going to take some brown jute that I had, and then I'm going to take 5 of the Dollar Tree crosses, and I'm going to attach my jute, wrap it around a bunch of times, and I'm going to tie it off in a knot. Now, I used 3 different of the designs of the crosses, and I kind of alternated them to kind of make it look a little bit different as they're on each one. And just go ahead and tie that one on, and then just go ahead and tie a bow. And you're going to do the same thing for all 5 of your bottles. Okay, next I'm coming in with some little tulips, and I'm going to put 3 in each little bottle and just do this for all of them. And I'll give you the link for these. I got these on Amazon. I think this one really turned out beautiful. Let me know what you think in the comments. Okay, next I'm taking 2 of the Dollar Tree cookie sheets, and I'm going to take some of the Dollar Tree Easter eggs, the wooden Easter eggs, and I'm just going to glue these right to these pans. After they dry, I'm going to go ahead and cut them out and cut as close as you can to that egg. Then I'm going to take the other cookie sheet, I'm going to flip these over, and I'm going to glue all these to this cookie sheet as well. Then I'm going to go ahead and cut all these out. And then I'm going to put these aside because I'm going to use these on my project. Next, I got this piece of wood. It's off of a pallet. I just cut it off of there. And then I'm using these vintage Jello molds that I got on eBay. And I'm going to attach 5 of them to this board. Now, you can find these on eBay. Just search by putting vintage Jello molds. And they're all over the place. I'm going to attach them with E6000 glue and hot glue. And I'm just going to kind of evenly space them. And I'm starting at one end. I'm going to go to the other end. And then I'm going to put one in the center. It makes it a little bit easier to see where you're putting them if you do it this way. Next, I'm going to take some wooden Easter eggs that I got on Amazon. I'll give you the link for those. I'm taking some Waverly chalk paint in Lagoon color. And I'm going to paint all 5 of my eggs. And in between each egg, I'm going to add white paint so that I have the ombre effect at the end. Okay, then you just go ahead and mix some white in with your same blue. And you want to add quite a bit because you do want a distinct difference between the eggs. So go ahead and get a lot of it mixed in. You might want to add a little bit more if you really want it to be more ombre looking at the end. But mine turned out pretty good. That one that I just laid there right there, I went ahead and put that down at the last. So I repainted that one. Next, I'm just going to take some Spanish moss. I got this at Michael's. And I'm just going to fill up each one of these little containers to put the egg in. Make it look like a little nest. And you're just going to do that for all 5 of them. Next, I'm going to take the other 2 hanging bunnies that I got in that same pack as the first one, and I'm going to start painting these with a Waverly chalk paint in a gray and a white mixture. Just kind of give them the stone effect. Just get it really blended in there good. And then I'm going to come back in with some white, and I'm just going to start kind of sponging it on there with my brush, kind of make it look more like stone. Next, I'm going to take the little eggs I did earlier, and I'm going to go ahead and put some jute all the way around them to trim out this side of it, because you don't want to see that wood on the side. And then just go all the way around until you get it completely sealed in. I'm just going to attach each one of these to the very back of my piece of wood, just lined up with each one of those little nests. And they kind of give it a reflective look. You can see the reflection of the egg. I don't know if you'll be able to see it in my picture, but you'll be able to see the reflection of the egg in there, and it really looks pretty with that blue on there. Next, I'm coming back in with some little boxwood sprigs. I'm just going to glue 3 of them together, And I'm going to put each little group of them between each egg. And then I'm going to take just a regular two to put on each end where the bunny is. Okay, this one turned out super cute. It's just kind of minimal, and I just kind of the look that I was wanting on this. Let me know what you think in the comments. This next one, we're just going to use some fresh carrots. We're going to go ahead and chop the end of it off, and we're going to just go ahead and grate them. We're going to grate all of them. Just kind of take all the little skin off them. And make sure you get anything that's brown or ugly off of them. Then we're going to take them, we're just going to start lining them up around in this little vase. And you may have to trim some more off the top to get it to all fit. Next, you want to dump them back out and clean your vase real well, and then you want to dry off each one of your carrots real well. Then you're going to go ahead and put them back in, but you're going to leave a space in the middle to put your flowers. And I'm just taking these little flowers I got at Michael's. I'm going to trim the bottoms of them off, and I'm just going to stick them right down into the middle of them. And I'm using 3 bundles on these. And then I'm going to come back in with some little greenery that I got at Hobby Lobby. And I'm just going to put it all the way around the edge to make it look like the carrot top. Just really fill it up. And then go ahead and put the greenery in to hang out the side. And that's going to give it the look like the carrots have a top on them. Just kind of give it some height in the middle. But put plenty of that greenery around the edges of them. That one turned out really cute. You can use vegetables in a lot of your arrangements. It really turns out cute. Okay, this is a project that I did about a couple of years ago, and I just wanted to bring it back because it was one of my favorites. For this one, I'm just going to start with 4 of the Dollar Tree palettes, and I'm just going to line them straight up. And I've already stained them with a dark walnut stain. Just kind of make sure that they are even. And then I'm going to take some popsicle sticks that I got at Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to go ahead and start attaching these together. And I'm just using wood glue to attach them with. Okay, then I'm going to come back in and I'm going to reinforce them by putting another craft stick over each seam. Okay, next I'm going to take 2 of the little crates from Dollar Tree and I'm just going to add some floral foam. Then I'm going to take some little boxwoods and I'm just going to go ahead and cut the ends of them off and I'm going to start attaching them to my floral foam. Go ahead and glue your foam in first. And you can just use little pieces on this. I mean, you can just, anything that you have leftover scrap you can use in here. And just start sticking it in there till you get it completely filled in. Okay, next I'm just going to go ahead and wood glue these to my palette. I'm coming down almost to the bottom for the first one and then leave a little gap and put the other one because we are going to put a windmill at the very top. Okay, then I got that little windmill at Dollar Tree. I'm just taking the base of it off or the little stick part of it off. Save the little button because we're going to attach it right back on. Okay, next I'm just going to cut the back of mine off flush. And then I'm just going to go ahead and take my pliers and I'm just going to make a little hole opening between the 2 slats on the crate just to kind of push that through. Just kind of wiggle it back and forth till it opens up and then just push that on through. And then I'm just going to go ahead and take some glue and put it on the very back to hold it together. And then I'm going to take some stencils and I'm just going to go ahead and stencil the front of it. And I got these stencils at on Amazon. I took them off of a bigger stencil, just cut them out. I'll try to find the link for those too. Then I'm just going to use some blue painter's tape to hold them on while I stencil them. Okay, then I'm just going to take some sponge brush and some black paint, and I'm just going to go ahead and stencil them. Just kind of take your time on this and don't overload your paintbrush too much, and it'll come out just perfect. Okay, then to hang it, I'm just going to take a wire jute rope, and I got this at Dollar Tree. I'm just going to run it through the pallet on both sides. I'm just going to tie it in a little knot on both sides, and that's pretty much it. Okay, that one turned out really pretty. I put that in my kitchen. If you like these kind of videos, be sure and give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see future videos, be sure and subscribe and ring that bell to be notified when I have another video upload. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it.